What do we got going on? Second half. Listen to me. Our duty now is not to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination, or to convince Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experiences Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memories alone will be our weapon against the final days. We must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I will see you to the doors of Propylaeon. What, are you sending me back to the present? To the future? Well, there's definitely a lot to digest there. So, again, if I get sent back to my present and she stays in her past, presumably the timeline is preserved and Hydaelyn ultimately fails as Vana becomes Hydaelyn and somewhat skews the end of days. But perhaps, and I say this, perhaps when I get sent to the present, my present, she does commune with me, like, hey, this is what I actually did in the past, and the whole reason why I became Hydaelyn in the first place, and why I created the moon spaceship, is so that you can go to the edge of the universe and find Meteion and put a stop to this madness. But at the same time, I think somehow Meteion is trapped at the center of Etheris, and that's the final thing that she did and why she became Hydaelyn. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, because, well, we need to see it play out. And there are 3 levels worth of experience left to figure it out. And I mean, both of my alts are almost at level 88. Or, I mean, 90. So, like, and we're still on level 87 here. So, not entirely sure what to expect. Propylaeon. Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Alright. Good thing I have pizza.
So, it is within.
Crap. And of course I missed it. Alright. Perhaps I should stay and help.
I appreciate your sentiment. I truly do. But 'tis a very long game that we must now play.
Yeah, no kidding.
And while you have maintained a stable presence here thus far, there are dangers in lingering over long. No. You must return to your own battlefield. No. Make use of the knowledge you have attained, that your days here and our friends' sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteion free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control. I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. Were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation.
And become harder.
Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteon at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead.
Okay.
Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us. You may find your world to be very different. Or perhaps the erasure of our friends' memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end. As you move forward, so too will I, as will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise.
That's one hell of a statement, though. Defeat despair.
Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again.
See, now I'm beginning to think this was the time loop. Heidelin had to send me back to that time in particular in order to get these events in motion, and hopefully glean enough information during the second time around that it ends up influencing events for the present and potentially the past. But that's where time travel gets wonky.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Vandana.
So the final days happen anyway. It's one answer question.
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end. That which hides at the edge of the universe is no longer hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiac. And covering the star in a shroud of ether, we forestalled the final days. Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong! Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it! We won't accept it! It will be ours again! A world free of sorrow!
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
O mighty Zodiac! God, born of our boundless faith, we bid you, hear our prayer. Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss.
So this is how she becomes Heidelin.
You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise. Henceforth, he shall walk.
That's an insanely high power. Gandalf the White becomes Gandalf the Grey.
All is excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment. I birth a world of suffering to mire and plague. In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question. Why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. To find joy even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting.
Damn. See, I didn't play the
A
raids.
conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Time loop hath come full circle. Yeah, I don't remember fighting Hades in a raid form. I just know that it did happen. So that walk towards him, I'm not familiar with, but... Damn! So we're the surviving fragment? Or the strongest fragment? I'm thinking the surviving fragment. Or something almost entirely out of time. That was awesome. I mean, they obviously said that she sundered it to, you know, defy Zodiark or whatever, but that makes a lot more sense that she was... she took drastic measures to protect her people from themselves, and again, with the social commentary that to live is to suffer, and to suffer is to live. I mean, poetic. It's true. I mean, we could sit here and turn this into a philosophy discussion, but I love that. And the fact that she made her own sacrifice, like that she sacrificed herself in the process and continued to bear the suffering and pain. I'm assuming each time she got more bloodied up was a calamity. And where she's at now is the remaining ether of that moment, so... Wow. I am super stoked. I cannot wait to see the culmination. You've a knack for turning up exactly when needed, and this is no exception. Sagenhoff, impeccable timing as always. I'd heard you were often the first as part of our efforts to investigate the final days. Well, as so often seems to be the case, while you were away, we've had some few developments, which we can discuss in just a moment. For now, however, I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to have you back. Yeah, well...